Why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Josie, and I'm here to talk about Doctor Who.
Okay. What book did we read?
We read Doctor Who and the Daleks.
Very good. And we actually read a book before this. What was that one called? Do you remember?
Doctor Who and...
An Unearthly Child.
Oh.
Do you remember what that was about?
No.
Do you remember the cavemen?
Kind of.
Kind of? Okay, but you remember what this one's about, right?
The Daleks and the Thalls.
Okay. And who...
The Daleks captured... Well, at the end, the Daleks captured the Doctor and Susan.
Okay, you're getting ahead of ourselves. Who are the main characters?
The Doctor, Susan, Ian, Barbara.
Very good. And as a Doctor Who fan, you have to pick your favorite. So who was your favorite companion to the Doctor?
Ian, because before I kept forgetting his name.
You liked Ian.
Kind of.
And we read the book and we watched the episode, right?
But I kind of like Susan more.
Okay.
Who's your favorite companion?
At this point in time, it's Ian. But
I kind of like Ian
But
too.
it will change shortly.
Who do you think it will change to?
It will change to Barbara.
Then what it would change to?
It's a long line. We'll get there. Now, we read the book and we watched the show, right? Mm-hmm. Which was your favorite? The book or the show?
The shows.
The show? Really?
Kind of, but both.
Did you notice any differences between the two?
Yes, that there was no glass Dalek for one.
Oh, you like the glass Dalek at the end of the book, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it wasn't in the show.
Mm-hmm. Did you see any differences?
Do you remember the scene where Ian tricks the Thal into punching him?
Yes.
Yeah, that was different in the book. Because in the book, it's obvious that the Daleks are coming for the Thals, so they need to teach the Thals to fight. But in the show, Susan and the Doctor and Barbara want him to do it just so they can get the... What do you call the thing that the Doctor lost? The fluid link?
Yeah, the fluid link.
Yeah. And so they're all being kind of selfish, and Ian really doesn't want to do it because he doesn't want the Thals to fight just to get the fluid link. And what was he? Oh, yeah. And in the book, the Doctor admits to pretending the ship wouldn't fly because he wanted to investigate the city, remember? Mm-hmm. But in the show, they kind of skipped that at the end, I think.
Okay, I think so too. But do you see any more differences in the book?
I mean, there's a lot of plot differences. You never see the sea monster really that eats the guy.
Yeah, you don't really see
In the book, they describe it, but they don't see it. The show, they didn't have a lot of money. All right, I have to ask you a question. This is very important. Is the main character's name the Doctor, or is it Doctor Who?
The Doctor.
Oh, very good. A lot of people have trouble with that. Okay, so between the Daleks and the Unearthly Child, which story did you like better? Between the Daleks and the cavemen.
Well, I kind of like the cavemen because they kind of like captured the Doctor. But I also kind of like this one because they captured two people.
Okay.
Well, I actually kind of like this one because there's more interesting in it.
Okay. Josie, when we were watching the Daleks on TV, were you ever scared?
Well, when they captured them, I was like, oh, and then I was scared. Kind of scared then.
Okay. Let's go back to the one with the cavemen. You remember any of the cavemen's names? Cal and Za, and how they made fire?
Do you remember it?
Okay, I only remember the two. If you had to rate this book between 1 and 10, 1 being the worst book you've ever read and 10 being the best book you've ever read, what would you give this one?
I would give it a 5.
A 5, okay. And if we were to rate the Daleks between 1 and 10, what would you give it?
10.
Really? Okay. What about the shows, the episodes? Would you rate those the same as the books?
Well, then I would give this one 5 and that one 10.
Really?
For
Okay.
the shows.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to talk about regarding the Daleks?
Do you remember the last part of this book?
I remember that they get away. They basically run away.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But why did they run away?
Because the cavemen were chasing them. The cavemen were bad.
Really? Why were they bad? I thought they were good.
No, one of them was very jealous. Remember, one of them wanted to be leader.
Oh, right. So then they turned all those people bad?
And that's why they kept trying to get the Doctor to give them the secret of fire.
What's the secret of fire?
How to make fire.
That makes sense.
Okay.
All I need is some sticks and then a spark.
They didn't. Well, cavemen don't know that. Okay, what did you think of the Doctor?
Well, the Doctor is very, 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 very smart.
Is he? Okay, you picked that up just from those 2 books.
Yeah.
What else?
I think he chose to run away from the cavemen.
Okay. He's kind of mean, isn't he?
One more question.
Okay.
Hold on. Are the Thals the cavemen?
No. Completely different books. The Thals are the ones in the Daleks.
Oh. Wait, Thals are in there?
Yeah, that's the book we read.
So there's some Thals inside of the Daleks.
No. The Thals were the people with the silly vests.
Sorry, but what monsters were inside the Daleks?
I don't know if they tell us that in this book, but I do know the answer. I think they're the Khalids.
What are Khalids?
The Thals and the Khalids had a war, and it was an atomic war, and the nuclear bombs created radiation, and they mutated, and then that's why they live in those metal things.
Oh.
And we only saw a little bit of one in the episode, right?
Uh-huh.
But they describe it in the book as very grotesque. Oh, and we see one through the glass in the glass Dalek.
I didn't see it.
Well, yeah, because it wasn't in the episode, but they described it in the book.
But I thought the Doctor in this book wanted to have an adventure for his ship that he said he needed fluid link.
The fluid link. The mercury. He needed mercury.
Yeah.
Yes, but he was lying because he wanted to investigate the city because he was curious, right?
But how did they make the other people go with him?
Well, he told them that he needed mercury and they had to go help him find it. And then they went into the city.
But why didn't they say no, thank you?
Because they didn't want to be stranded on that terrible planet. Do you remember?
How was that terrible planet?
You remember the petrified forest and the big metal bug?
No.
You don't remember that? This was 7 episodes long, I think. So we broke it up quite a bit, right? We watched 1 episode a day or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Because they always asked, when is it gonna be colorful?
When is it? We have a lot of stories to get through before they're in color.
Oh.
We have a lot of stories. But yes, one day it will be in color.
Yay!
All right. Do you have any final thoughts? So you give this one a 10 out of 10, huh? It's a high bar.
But I would rather give it a 20 out of 20.
Okay.
And that one a 10 out of 10.
Do you want to read more stories that have Daleks in them?
Is there more stories that have Daleks?
Well, I'm asking you, do you want to read more stories that have Daleks in them?
Yes!
Okay, yeah, there's going to be...
Or more with the TARDIS.
There's going to be... They all have the TARDIS. And there's going to be a lot more that have Daleks in them. All right, come here. You got to do your sign off. All right, anything else?
What do you think 1 out of 10 those books should be?
I think An Unearthly Child is an A7.
A 7?
And I think the Daleks is a 7. I thought they were okay.
So they're both 7.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they were both good, but they're not my favorites. The Daleks is very long.
Oh, so that recognized this one smaller than this one.
Yeah, exactly. That's why that book is smaller. The next episode is very short, so I don't know how they're going to make a whole book out of it, but we have it. All right, so you should do. Are we done?
No, I'm going to say something. The one if you're listening, the author to these books, make it colorful in the books.
Okay, I'm afraid.
Josie out.
I'm afraid the author's no longer with us, Josie. But okay, come back.
Josie out.
All right. Until next time.
Josie out.